I'm all with the ocean.
And I am a water genasi.
And I'm gonna kill all of you. I mean, we're gonna have a great time.
You can try. You can fucking try.
The only thing I don't like about mine is that my armor class is super low. I'm not comfy with that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I just have to keep my distance as best I can.
What is your armor class?
My armor class is 12.
Oh, mine's only a 13, so.
Hey, mine's a 14.
Nice.
It's okay. I'm playing. My barbarian is very. Like, her thing is that she has sleeve tattoos that are, like, neon hypercolor. And, dyes her hair very bright colors because when she's on ships and when she's fighting, her thing is to be the, hey, look at me, because she's the barbarian. She doesn't, she doesn't want her shipwrights to be shot in the face,
Yeah. Right now, my warlock doesn't have any offensive spells. They're all practical use,
Hey, that's
which will be fun.
That's what me and my big fucking hammer are for.
Oh yeah, I have a short bow and a rapier. That's what mine are for.
What?
I have a short bow, a rapier, and 2 daggers.
Nice. I went crossbow.
Ooh, nice.
I have a warhammer, a couple of hand axes, and some javelins.
Well, I bet everyone's got a little something ranged.
Yeah.
I also have the spell Acid Splash and Create or Destroy Water because I'm a water genasi. But I am a barbarian.
The sails of the enemy.
Sorry?
Acid splash the sails of the enemies.
Okay. So where we start, you guys are going to have known each other for a little bit.
Okay.
So do you guys? I'm sorry, I don't know how to do this. I don't know.
You're fine.
I have the idea. I know where we're gonna start. I just want you guys to know each other's characters a little bit.
If that's the case, then maybe I can start with my read off my backstory and actually speak to, because my backstory was very intentionally built to be very open to having known the other players. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's down. I'm down with that.
So I'm gonna read it as I wrote it. And I am an annoying fantasy writer, so I apologize. Bear with me. Uh, the muscled body, slick with sweat, clashed with furious precision as Mara sat and watched with glee. Seeing the chiseled forms writhe and coil around each other, vying for control, asserting their unquestionable strength, was the world's only true thrill for her as a child. She knew from a very young age that she would end up in that very same arena someday, and that her name would echo through the halls in awe and anticipation before and after her matches. The moment she turned 16, Lying that she was 18, she signed on for her first match. When she walked out onto that dusty arena on the hard-packed soil with the sun glinting off her hammer, that was it. There's no turning back. She won that first match and every match after that, until that one fateful day. Standing over her opponent in the rain, Tristane, she raised her signature hammer high and roared out in victory, her free hand offered to her foe, and there, standing in the pouring rain in that moment before their palms touched, she was struck by lightning. Mara was forever changed in that moment. She was quicker to anger and brutality. She quickly became banned from the arena when one too many matches turned from fairing into blood sport, far too brutal to be considered fun and sporting once her temper was lost. Being kicked from the only thing she ever loved, she embraced the violence and became muscle for the CTC. This too, however, had an expiry date, as to all the red tape and bureaucracy wearing on her very last nerve like violin strings played to snapping. So much so, in fact, that on her last day she let her temper fly and slammed the head of a pompous ass of a CTC official into his desk long enough to give him a nap in order for him to sleep on how he spoke to her and rethink his tone. From that day, however, the CTC wanted naught to do with her, so she turned to the only thing she now knew, a life of sailing. She has bounced from crew to crew since, looking for her home amongst the waves, the only thing that truly seemed to calm her anymore. Well, that and the dock mousing cats she finds herself so enamored with for reasons beyond her own understanding.
I like it.
Badass.
Yeah, I really like it. That's a good backstory.
I have not done anything of that caliber for mine.
Well, like I said, I am an annoying. I'm annoying, and I like. Yeah, I like to write stuff. You want to talk
I just
about?
figured my guy is gonna excel in magical deception.
I like that a lot. That's a very key role in I mean, especially in piracy and stuff, espionage, spy work,
Yeah.
even.
He's also gonna be if I remember correctly, and we agreed on it, the first mate.
I mean, that's definitely fine with me. Mara would not seek a leadership role in any way. She wants to be pointed at something that she can break.
Well, I figured my use of the spell Gust would be highly effective in sailing against other ships,
Got him.
as well as using Fathomless. I get a tentacle monster.
Which is wild. That's really cool.
I'm sorry, do you mind explaining that to me again? I blinked out for a sec.
What'd you miss?
Yes. I caught the very beginning.
So I don't remember everything I said. ADHD is a bitch.
I remember it started with if you guys had agreed on it that if that.
Oh yeah, so my guy is gonna be the first mate because being able to use the cantrip Gust would be highly effective, as well as I get a tentacle monster because of the Fathomless subclass, I believe it's called.
What is the description of the Gust ability?
You seize the air and compel it to create one of the following effects at a point you see within range. Stop. One medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 5 feet away from you. You create a small blast of air capable of moving one object, neither held nor carried, that it weighs no more than 5 pounds. The object is pushed 10 feet away from you. It isn't pushed enough force to cause damage. You create a harmless sensory effect using air, such as causing leaves to rustle, wind to slam shut or shut, or your clothing to ripple in a breeze.
Okay. So I'm gonna let the small blast pushing 10 feet. That will, if you do that on a sail, that'll add 10 feet to your movement. And if the sail is completely up, like it hasn't been lowered yet, it will cause it to lower and unfurl.
Oh, I like that. I also like that it's a cantrip, so it's at will with no real cost to you other than like using your focus or whatever.
Right, yeah, and all it is an action, and lowering the sail is gonna be an action. And you may or may not get a ship that will require you to manage more than one sail.
Sweet.
So that will be yes. How do you pronounce your character's name again?
Please.
Fouge.
I like it.
Taken from the name Fujin.
Oh my god, how did I not catch? No, I love that. Um,
Cordelia, did you want to share anything about your character?
So, I am a sea elf. My character grew up living in between the ocean and land. Like, she spent as much time in the water as she could. I have a swim speed that is equal to my walking speed, and I can breathe air and water. Her name is Cordelia Ocean, but everybody just calls her O. Because she was kind of a little different growing up, because of how much time she spent in the water. I have like personality traits, ideals, and bonds and stuff that I had picked out. One of them is her language is awful. It's very foul. I enjoy sailing into new ports and stuff, and meeting new people. I am a predator. I see the other ships as my prey. To me, the ship is the most important. And I have a flaw of I can't help picking up loose and other trinkets that I come across. So, a little bit of a klepto.
oh, I like that.
Are you decked out in jewelry?
I am, actually.
That's sick.
um, I forgot about the personality traits and ideals and stuff. If you don't mind me going, was that?
No, you're
Okay.
good.
I didn't want to interrupt.
I was actually gonna look for the picture that I made of my character on Hairforge and send it in the chats.
Yeah.
So, for Mara's personality traits, I chose, I feel most at peace during physical exertion, be it exercise or battle. And I love to trade banter and jibes. Her ideals are camaraderie. The strongest bonds are forged through struggle. Her bonds are I will be the best for the honor and glory of my home. And as a flaw, she has lingering pain from old injuries, i.e., when she was struck by lightning.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, dude, I love the goatee, the tied off. I don't know how you call that style, but yeah.
I like the color of his skin.
Yeah,
Really
he's
pretty.
Yeah, I took a lot of time making that one, actually. Like a lot of time. Messing around with a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, I love his design. That hair color is fire too.
Is that one of the gem
I wanted
colors?
to, it's one of the magical ones, I think.
Okay.
I wanted to capture his hair looking as close to air as possible without being invisible.
I love that. Kane, I love yours too.
Thank you.
You guys have the same hairstyle.
Yeah, when I showed Kane, my character, Kane was like, I picked out the same one.
Hold the fuck up.
Wait.
Let me go. Yeah, I see it. Hold on. Let me go look at mine real quick.
Wait.
That's a bad angle.
no,
Did you pick the
No.
same
freaking way. Absolutely.
one?
Y'all motherfuckers. That's actually awesome.
What are the
I
fucking
love that
odds?
so much.
We all went fucking pixie cuts.
See, I went that way because I imagined she would, Mara would have her hair cut for utility, so she'd have it like cut short and relatively short, so it can't be like grabbed and shit in the middle of battle. And also,
Mhm.
also I imagine that she would style it up in a kind of a mohawk for like you know, competition and athletics and stuff, kind of to peacock, you know.
Yeah. I just went with that one because it looked windswept.
It speaks a lot to your choice and how you colored it and styled it and such that we didn't notice, but we noticed how good it looked, but didn't notice that it was the same hairstyle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love that I put push to talk on. Um, I think we are good to go.
All right.
So we are in bait. If we go over to the maps, we are in Cliffholm, but we're in the southern section below the forest. Um, there's kind of a cliffside by the shoreline, and not many people know about it. It's kind of you have to know a guy to get in. You guys kind of founded this place. It's gonna be the four of you and a fifth person who is the barkeep. You guys go out on adventures. This guy decided to stay. Grew this place into a little home. Um, and actually, what do you want to name it? If you would want to.
Our home.
This is kind of it's turned into a little pirate tavern where thieves go to commune. And there's rules against violence here. They all kind of treat each other with respect in this area. There's rules against boarding other ships and firing against them.
Hmm.
The first thing that comes to mind is the parlay parlor.
Oh my god, I love that. That's way better than anything I had. Honestly, yeah, I vote that. I think that's a really good fucking name for it.
I'm down.
Yeah. I have a weird ability to be good at naming things.
I would agree with that. The way that you came up with that just so quickly off the dome was fucking.
Well, I already had my headspace in pirate, and then he said non-violence, rules against stuff like that. So parlay came to mind, and then I like wordplay, so parlay parlor. You
Okay, just one more second. I figured out why my typing wasn't working on my notes.
You're good. I promise you, we have as much patience as you will need. I don't know why I couldn't talk there for a second.
I'm just sitting here chilling. I might go on Baldur's Gate after we're done here.
Alrighty. So, as the three of you walk in, you guys have decided that you're here looking for information this time. Um, you you sail with a fourth. I don't currently know their name. But they they are off looking for information elsewhere. You guys have decided to travel together here. Um, and when you walk in, you see your friend at the bar. He is a scarlet macaw.
He's a bird. Ah, here we go.
His name is Forager Flamefeather, and
Ah,
he
yeah.
he kind of looks at you guys and he waves, and he looks over at a pile of of dirty dishes, and he kind of touches. He kind of pokes them with his finger and hands them off to a server, and they're suddenly clean. You recognize this as a prestidigitation, and he just is kind of going about his business, working the bar. You are looking for information. I wasn't specific. I'm sorry. You're looking for information on finding a ship. You want to upgrade from the little you basically have like a little dinghy. It's got one sail. It's got enough room for you guys to sleep, but it's almost shoulder to shoulder. You can't really store anything anywhere on it.
Hmm.
Can you repeat the barkeep's name one more time?
Forager Flamefeather.
I like that.
The Aarakocra in this area are named based off of what they do and their tribe. So he's supposed to go around and gather fruits for his tribe. Go gather things. He's the forager.
I like that a lot. So I think I'll like elbow uh Thuj, is it?
Yeah.
and just be like, when I open my mouth for this character voice, I know what I want is not going to come out, so bear with me.
Okay.
um, why don't you go ask him what we need? I need to stretch my arms. I need to move. I don't know how to. You're good with the words and stuff.
Why don't you go run around? I'll deal with it.
She gratefully takes the dismissal to try and look for mousing cats, or just strays and stuff in general around the place.
Who do I need to talk to? The birdie boy.
As you're walking by, or as you're walking up to Forager, Fuge, you're looking at the different tables. You notice that there's a couple of different groups of pirates together. The Chartrites and the navigators kind of hang out together. You can see them looking out the skylight, pointing at the stars that are kind of in view. It's like sunset. We're talking like 7:30, 8:30
Okay.
in the summer. And you notice that the navigators are kicking out somebody in a brown trench coat with a insignia of a map on the back of it. And he kind of has his hands up like, whoa, 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 I wasn't stealing anything, I promise. And they're pushing him away, telling him to shove off.
Hmm. I don't know what to do with this information.
You can keep going up to the barkeep if you want.
I feel like that their thing over there isn't my business.
Okay.
That's how I feel about that, honestly.
I
It doesn't seem that it concerns me right now. I'll take note of the design on the jacket.
I feel like Mara would address it if that's okay.
That's fine.
I
I
think
just I've gone chaotic neutral for this guy, and I want to kind of try and be loyal to it.
yeah.
So if it doesn't concern me, I don't have anything to do with it.
I have chosen chaotic good, and
Okay.
I think in this scenario, uh the parlay parlor, there's like rules set in place, and Mara would not take kindly to anyone breaking those rules.
Fair.
So she would be like, I think she would approach and what's all the trouble here? Just kind of addressing the group in general as they're pushing the guy off.
Eat your brother.
This table is set for people who like to make maps and people who like to look at the stars, not people who like to steal the maps. And the guy with the coat is kind of like, hey, listen, I'm not stealing any of you guys' maps. I just wanted to share the ones that I had, okay?
And what makes you think that he's trying to steal your maps? She still hasn't addressed the guy yet.
Well, you should know. Do me a favor. We are gonna roll. I just gotta look at the right word. I want you to roll investigation.
Awesome, I have a -1 in that. I got an 8.
Okay.
Mara's not very intelligent.
What would you? So, what the investigation was for looking at the man to see if you recognize him. Do you want to say something to either him or the guy that you're talking to about how your role went?
So it was to recognize that role was to recognize that guy.
Yes, and y- you've seen a lot of people in leather coats, and he's got dirty blonde hair. That's, I mean, he looks like your average Joe.
You belong to a crew or anything?
No, I'm known for sailing myself. I'm pretty sure I've given your buddies a map before. And he points over at O.
Uh, Mara calls over. She puts a hand on his shoulder, but like a little too aggressively, but intentionally. You know, like a passive intimidation almost. And she just Cordy, do you know this lad?
I need to make a roll to see if I know him, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, investigation.
I was literally about to answer, and then I was like, wait. I gotta figure out which dice I want to use. That's a 16.
Okay. So you kind of tilt your head a little bit, and he goes, "It's me, William." And you do.
You mother. Sorry.
You recognize this man as someone who has helped you before. He's given you a map, and it earned you a pretty decent income from the hall.
Okay. So I'd look over at Mara and be like, yeah. I remember this guy. He has given us a map before.
Right, and was it? How'd it turn out?
Wonderful.
Right. Well, and she turns back to the table, talking to the head of the table. Unless you've got proof to level at him, I would say just let the lad go. I mean, you know, we're supposed to be inclusive here. We're supposed to all be friends. There's supposed to be an air of, you know, peace here. So, you know, maybe just calm it down a little. And at the same time as she's saying this, she's kind of pushing Willie, I think he said, away as like a behind her back kind of thing, like a dude, just leave, you know.
So you're like passively kicking him out.
Not necessarily kicking him out, but like telling him to just move on away from this table. It doesn't seem like there's any good that's going to come from this interaction.
Okay. Okay, so he's like, "All right, you know what? That's a pretty good idea. I'm sorry for causing any trouble. I'm gonna go up to Featherhead and get a drink. I appreciate you guys." And
Yeah.
he's gonna kind of walk up and go catch up with Thush if you guys don't say anything.
I think as he's walking away, I'll just be like, "You've got to watch your back around here. You know, there's rules and such in place, but if someone thinks that you're breaking those rules, the rules don't necessarily apply to them anymore either."
All right, I apologize.
Just watch your back, be smart. And then she continues on to find animals.
Okay, cool. So Fuge, we're gonna cut back to you going up to the bar.
Ooh. So I'm walking up to Bird Boy, and I'm simply just gonna cut to the chase and look at him. Hey, you know anyone around here who may have a ship for sale, or even need a crew?
A ship for sale, buddy. No, I think everyone who comes here is pretty full. stock full of their crew. Um, you might be able to. And as he's saying this, William kind of sits next to you, and he accidentally bumps your shoulder.
Do I need to roll to recognize him?
I think once you, if you look over and see his face this close to you, you'll recognize him.
Cool. So as I'm bumped, I look over. And what are you doing here, William?
What's a guy gotta do to get a drink around here, man? I'm just trying to sell my maps and get a drink, man.
An interesting way that people usually get drinks around here would be to pay for them. Maybe try that.
Ah, well, you see, and he kind of goes to put his finger in his pockets, and you do not hear metal jingling. There's nothing in there. Uh, he goes, I do got this though. It's a map, and it leads to this. And he pulls out a second piece of paper.
And on it?
You
Ah.
think that could get me a couple of drinks?
You know, it's funny you show me this in this time. It almost seems fated. I'll make a deal with you. I'll buy you drinks until you pass out and you give me that map.
I don't know if passing out is You know where I got this?
I don't.
Well, this ship here is it's called the Harvest and Heron, and it used to belong to I don't know, but it was locked up pretty tight. I got this in a CTC vault.
Would any of us recognize the name of this ship? Or would I?
Um, would you two be close enough to hear him say this and like roll at the paper? Do you guys all want to roll?
I'll roll because like I don't think Mara's got anywhere in particular. She's just kind of wandering around.
Yeah, I'll roll too.
Be roll a history.
I
Well,
rolled
shit.
a 5.
Okay. Same. Twinsies.
What was that last one?
Oh no. That was
We both
a
rolled
2.
fives.
I
Oof.
rolled a 1. My little dice
You
are
got
not liking me.
you guys have never heard of this ship before.
Oh.
But you think it's pretty.
It's a nice looking ship. What exactly can you tell me about it besides that it belonged to someone you can't name? This whole kind of seems a bit deceptive if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this before, but it was off in the distance. You can only really see it at night, to be honest with you, because the hull is so shiny, and he kind of like wiggles his fingers. It is so shiny that when it's dusk or dawn, the sun hits it just right, and it's really hard to see, man. That's when you know it's harvesting time. When the sea in the sky looks like pumpkin and honey.
That was some beautiful
No, no.
poetry right there.
I like it. You give me those maps and I'll buy you drinks until you're satisfied. How's that?
Mm, I think that Might do. If you end up coming across another ship, I could use an upgrade as well, if you wouldn't mind.
While I'm searching for this one, you mean?
What's that?
While I'm searching for this one?
I mean, either that, or if you want to completely ditch the little one you have, you can give that to him when you're done.
Oh. That's
He
fair.
just you kind of get the feel that he is now that he's talked about the map and where he's got it from, he's kind of nervous, and he might want to like start looking to kind of hide.
It's okay with my friends over there. Maybe we could give you our boat in exchange for these maps as well.
Alrighty then, a deal's a deal. He sticks his hand out. You just never forget the name William Hargrave.
He does not shake his hand.
You don't shake his hand?
No. No.
He just stares at his hand for a second and then slowly puts it down.
He makes it a point, in fact, to obviously like ignore the hand.
Okay.
Now that he's like said his name out loud, is there any way I could like try to recollect, his full name out loud, try to recollect him again?
Yeah, good.
Fails again.
Investigation?
Yes, and do it with advantage.
Hey, that's an 8 and a 17.
You know him. You recognize him.
Is there anything about his character that I feel that I would know that feels important? And by character, I mean like his reputation. There we go.
Are they the rainbow?
You
Yeah.
know, you
Can I take a
him
picture?
as a map thief. He, whether or not he's hired, sometimes people in the
Love
tavern
Don't
will ask
throw
him
it
to go
down.
like either steal maps or they'll buy maps off of him to get you know, whatever they have in store. If he's lucky enough, like he was with the one that you guys just got, there's a picture of reward. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't.
Okay, I dig it. I mean, like, not a very favorable or savory person, but also neither am I. Like,
Right. This is a guy that you trust him because he's not on your boat.
Yeah.
And you do note that give me 1 second, I gotta look at the specific name. You notice that if you're gonna forget him again, you'll definitely recognize him by his coat first. It's like a deep sea green with bright yellow brandishings on it, and the back has a map with an X marks the spot right in the middle of it, with like a little trail that leads off to the top right.
Hmm. Okay.
I dig it. I like this guy. Well, Mara doesn't like this guy. I like this guy. Mara's pretty neutral on the guy. I think at this point Mara sits beside Fuge and addresses Fuge like, "Did you find anything worth any trails worth following?"
Well, I've acquired a map to a ship that from a known ship map thief. So we'll see how that plays out.
Right. Well,
Push comes to shove, I'll deal with it. Don't worry.
I'll break down any barrier that stands in our way. And she slides a a gold coin onto the counter, and addresses Forager. Says, "Round the drinks for me and my friends."
Sounds good, my friend. And he starts pouring some drinks together, and he snaps his fingers, and he casts Mage Hand to get a little extra help getting the drinks out to you guys faster.
So,
Yes, Cordy.
would there be any, like, hits and stuff hanging out around the bar?
Hey now.
Not particularly on the bar, but at the table of the carpenters, they're playing cards, and they do have some like chalices and some jewelry kind of hanging out that they are bartering for the card game.
I swear to God, if you make me fight a room full of pirates.
I'm not going to. I was just thinking about it.
No, do it if you want to do it. Be true to your character, man.
Yeah, for real, I'm not opposed to it. Let's go.
I feel like, since they are using to barter with them, I
They'd
don't think I'm
notice.
gonna do it just because they would be paying too much attention to it.
Yeah.
If it was like somebody left some coins on the bar, or things on tables on the very edge when they're not really paying attention, I would go for it. But for them playing a card game, I don't think it's smart.
So is there anything else like of note hanging around this room? Is it like a what about generally is the size of the room?
I'd say it's about the size of like when you walk in. It's like a general bar. Like I would say, he's Forager is standing in the middle. It's kind of shaped like a U around him, and you have maybe about 20 feet of space between the bar and the wall. The room's about 20 feet deep.
Gotcha. Okay. So are there any barrels or open tables or anything?
There's one open table with 4 seats.
Okay. So Mara grabs her tankard, walks over, and loudly slams her elbow on the table, and just calls out, "All right, who's first?"
Holy
Almost-
shit! Here we go.
Almost immediately, a half orc stands up, and he walks over to you. He's a half orc, half elf. So he's kind of tall. He's got actually. I didn't do this on purpose, but I just that's Bucky's race. So let's just say he.
That's also Laji's race.
Just so you know, I set Mara as being 6'3" because I figured she's like a freak of nature, and that's why she lent to being so physically,
Okay, so this person is about half a foot taller than you.
Holy
And
Jesus!
more half orc than how tall is a half orc usually?
Anywhere between 5 and 6 feet, they say, but like
Okay, so
I would imagine that half orcs tend to be like 6.5 feet tall. Usually, That's what I imagine in my head.
okay, yeah, we'll say he has like 2 to 3 inches on you. Um, just muscle. Walks over and he goes, "All right, let's do it."
Quick question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I use Mage Hand to help her? Mage Hand is invisible, right?
No.
No?
Not
No.
yours. There's a rogue one that gets to turn invisible.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been hilarious.
Um,
No.
she says to the guy, "How to put some coin on it?"
He
I
puts
know.
down his gold branded cutlass.
Ooh. She says, "Well, I've not got anything quite as fancy as that, but that's about 3 gold. Seems to be about an appropriate amount."
He looks at you and squints and kind of lets out like a snort, an unsatisfied like nostril push. And he's like, "All right, money is money."
Awesome. Yeah, I just want to challenge people to arm wrestling because that's her thing. She likes to show off and do um like feats of strength and such.
Okay. While this is happening, Food, you have the map. Are you? Did you say you're our first mate? But are you our like our
Yeah.
navigator? Are you as far as reading maps? How good are you?
I can do that. What would map reading take as a
Uh,
roll?
roll a d20, but it's gonna be easy.
Okay. 16.
Okay. This is it's almost the most southmost island on the map. It's kind of shaped like a fish hook or like a snake.
Okay. Cool. I sit by and watch what's going on with the arm wrestling.
All right. So what are we doing for this? How are we strength checking?
Um,
Contested?
I was gonna say, I think usually it's just like a contested strength check, which I have a thing that I want to do if that's cool.
Oh God.
Let's do it.
Well, if it comes up, I have a pretty decent strength check. I think that's the saving throw. I mean, just like a flat strength roll plus strength, I think would, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go for it.
How's a 15 sound?
Is that with your +5?
Or no, sorry, that would be 17.
Ooh, okay. So you guys are at first, you can feel the weight of his muscle. He is putting full force on you, and it's pretty evenly matched at first. Your arm starts to go down, and he's almost got you, but you twist your wrist up, and that kind of gives you the advantage. Is that or did you want to explain that you won the first one, but just by 1 point?
No, that's perfect. It was gonna come into effect if she had won, but it definitely will come into effect on this one. She slams his hand down, and she kind of like does a battle cry, just a ah! How about double or nothing? If you think you can take it.
Sounds like a plan to me. And he unbuckles his belt and he slaps his belt down.
She piles. I spent 1 gold on drinks. I put 3 gold up, so I have. Yeah, I put 3 additional gold up on the thing. On the table. And what I want to do this time is I want to rage. And when I rage, I get advantage on strength checks and saving throws. So what I want to do is like right in the middle of it, I like in the little bout of like fighting for control before somebody starts to clearly win. I just want to like scream and my eyes roll back, and you can kind of see the whites of my eyes.
That's sick.
Ooh, that's a 22.
Oh yeah, no, that one was hands down.
I rolled a 17 and a 13 or 14, just bare.
This check was a 16.
Oh, beautiful. Mara is going to take another a long drag from her tankard and say, "Seems there's no real challenge here. You tried, but you just didn't have it in you, did you? Maybe next time." And she pats him on the shoulder as she grabs her stuff and grabs her newly acquired goods and shuffles off back to the bar.
He is just staring at you, has not gotten up, glaring as you walk away.
Oh, I love it. I've made an enemy.
I love how.
Actually, yeah, write down tank. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, I got my notes pulled up.
No.
We'll definitely be seeing him later.
Nope.
All right, so we have our map. We have our destination. You guys want to go get your boat?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
Real quick, what did you say? It was like a saber,
It was a cutlass.
a cutlass. Inventory. I'm definitely adding that because there's going to be a time when I is it okay if I just add scimitar? Because it doesn't seem like they have cutlass.
Scimitar is fine.
Cool. Sorry to hold it up over that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm good to move on whenever everyone else is.
I don't like you. I don't know, baby.
Okay. I was gonna kind of time skip the 2-week travel length to get to the ship. Did you guys want to do anything special on your little tiny thingy?
But
After we find the boat, at least.
it's gonna be fun.
I'm good to time skip.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think we're all good on time skipping.
Okay, cool. So as you guys approach this island, I want you to roll, I think, either nature or like survival.
I have a +3 to survival.
You guys are looking for where you think it would be best to dock on the island.
Does anyone have a better nature or survival than +3?
I've got +3 to nature as well.
I've got +3 to nature.
Okay.
I get a draw. I get a draw. I did a great
Do you want to go ahead?
No, you can go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do I pop?
I rolled a 14 survival.
I love being serenaded. They're singing.
Oh my goodness.
Fortune should be all right.
God,
So as you are approaching the island, you think to check inside where it's kind of shaped like a hook. There's a big cliffside, and there's
la,
a part of the island that looks
Great.
like it may be covering some water, so you may sail around and see it. And
Beautiful.
as you guys get closer,
don't,
you hear the rushing of the waterfall. And you notice that the waterfall looks kind of big enough if you want to try to sail into it or get off and go behind it.
I think Mara is gonna suggest that we get off and go behind it by foot.
Yeah.
I was very interested in that.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand what you said at first. Oh, but I get you now. Yeah, so I think the consensus is that we do it by foot.
Sweet. So it takes about 45 minutes from where you have parked, where you've weighed anchor, and go in. And you guys see this beautiful, massive white and golden ship. The sails are completely pulled up. It looks like it has not been touched in a long time. You can see the white from where the water's kind of crashing against the base of it, but it's dusty.
Um, Mara puts a hand on the shoulders, standing on either side of her of Fuge and says, "Well, like taking candy from a baby, eh? That kind of she beautiful."
Really big baby, isn't it?
Oh, I was too, and now here I am.
That was beautiful. And you guys
Go
make
get
it
her.
forward safely. Water slowly crashing up against the side of it. You don't hear too much aboard the ship, besides the occasional creaking of the rocking. The cave seems like it was just big enough for this ship, like it was stowed away on purpose.
Yeah.
And there is a door to the captain's quarters. There doesn't seem to be much on deck, but there is a hatch to go below deck.
Oh, Mara is all over that shit. She's very excited. She's kind of haphazardly running around exploring. But she's very excited to be able to stretch her wings, so to speak.
right there.
Have a ship
And
where she can do sprints and push-ups and shit.
while you're running around, where do you go? Is there anywhere that you guys would like to specifically explore first?
Right there.
That's a 3-deck or 2-deck ship.
There is 3.5. Think of it as the Sea of Thieves galleon. There's the top deck where the helm is, the wheel.
Yeah.
Then underneath that is the captain quarters where it would be like top deck, and then there's 2 lower decks.
Okay.
Um, I think Mara's looking for like a food prep area. Yeah, that's the first thing on her mind is like, well, we gotta feed everybody, gotta stay in shape, blah blah blah.
I will be in the captain's quarters looking for any usable information that may be hidden within any compartments. Like a logbook or something of that nature.
Okay. So
I'm just waiting for the skellies.
Mara, you're below deck and you're looking for food. You're foraging around. You don't really see anything. It almost seems like there's no supplies.
Interesting.
Oh,
And
baby.
before I get to food going into the captain quarters, Cordelia, is there anything that you would like to do?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not necessarily. I think I'd just be searching around.
Okay.
Checking out.
Just generally exploring. Is there a place and part in the ship that you think would interest you the most?
Um,
Like Fuge went straight to the captain's quarters, and Mara went down to look at the food prep area. I think that's the galley, right?
Yeah.
um,
Did did not want me do look pretty? Do it look pretty?
I think,
Yes,
um,
yes. Um,
I think I would probably go down to the galley as well.
Okay.
all the
So both of you are below deck, kind of searching, looking for treasure and food. Fuge, you go to open up this door, and it almost seems kind of rusted. Like at first, you think it's locked, so the door doesn't budge at all. But with enough force and enough strength, you manage to kind of pry it open, and it slowly creaks open. And this is where the most dust has collected. There is no the windows were completely sealed. This place is horrific.
Yikes.
What do you
Hmm.
what do you make of that?
Scary.
I find it interesting. Dust can only collect when people are aboard. Well, when people are within the area. So
Give it like there's creatures like rats
yeah.
and stuff have been around.
So I'm gonna walk around and open up all the windows, and then I'm gonna blow all the dust out with a gust.
Yeah. All right. So as you do, you noticed the gray powdery dust kind of furls up in the air and out the windows. And what catches your eye is as the dust goes out, there's also specks of like bright blues and oranges and reds.
Fuck. Okay, that's odd.
As the dust kind of clears out and settles behind the chair and the table in the center of the room is a large 10-foot tall painting.
Oh, what is the painting of? Ah, here we go.
Someone who you can only assume is the captain.
Oh,
This
beautiful.
this is a macaw Aarakocra man, but he doesn't look like a typical Aarakocra. They have very thin bones and they're very thin shaped. He looks like he may also be half orc, and that's very noticeable in the jaw, where his lower beak is kind of peering over his top beak, and he's got tusk looking uh
Protrusions.
yeah protrusions coming from his beak.
That character design
Interesting.
is fucking wicked.
He now uh Your friend Forager seemed pretty comfortable with the outfit that he was wearing. It almost seems like this person didn't like things being pressed against their feathers. They're wearing a sailcloth around their waist.
Hmm.
And their beard appears to be like black dark purple feathers, but they're like tail feathers in the meaning that they're long. It's not natural for a macaw's feathers to be that long in that area. But he's got like a pirate beard.
Hmm.
That's so fucking dope.
Okay. I wonder
Do
what we
you,
could get for this painting.
what's that?
I said, I wonder what we could get for this painting.
Yeah.
Do you want to let your crew know about it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I shout at them from above.
I go running up.
Yeah, same.
All right. So as you guys run up, with curiosity and are peering at this photo, the windows kind of slam shut and the door flaps closed.
I knew it.
As the wood creaks, it almost seems like the little tiniest bits of dust and feathers that didn't come out before start to swirl around the captain's chair.
Oh, god damn it.
And the body of the man in the painting disappears as you're looking at it. And when you turn around back at the cluster of feathers, is the guy that was in the painting.
Beautiful.
And I think I know this is
Is
short,
it like
but
ready?
do we want to stop it here, or do
That's
you
a
want
good cliffhanger moment.
That is a
It
very
is.
good cliffhanger.
That is like that. Yay, yay.
I am okay with keeping going,
That,
but also I get that it is a good. It would be a good place.
I'm cool with however you want to do it.
I get the vibe we're either about to get our shit rocked or be sent on a mystical quest.
Yeah, one of the two things is about to happen.
one of those two things is about to happen? And you know what? I know as much as I want to continue because I got so much shit planned for right after this moment, but it would make sense that party member number 4 has gotten a map and is also going to be like right here for the reveal.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, I love it.
kid.
I really
Daddy?
appreciate you guys bearing with me, kind of
Okay.
pausing and stuff because I'm having a hard time describing things.
You're fine, man.
I was gonna say you
But
have
I
no reason to be sorry about that.
No, you left us with a fantastic cliffhanger. I'm very excited.
Pop in, guys. It's a puppet, guys.